G'day, Simon and James. Welcome to South OC Cars and Coffee. We've got a busy morning with some cool stuff. What have you seen?
We've got some good stuff here today. We have Dan Rue's 2400 horsepower R35 GTR here this morning. A ton of really nicely spec supercars. We have a 488 Pista Aperta, stripeless, beautiful, beautiful car. A ton of 3RS, a ton of 4RSs. It is just a very, very good show today. What have you seen?
Yeah, there's also a Chinese-built car.
Yes.
You saw that roll in?
I did, yeah.
I won't talk about it too much here, but we'll go and check that thing out. It's quite interesting. Don't forget, if you come to South OC Cars and Coffee, please remember, respect our rules. No speeding, no revving, no burnouts. That includes on the streets of San Clemente and getting on and off those freeways, mate. Lot to see. Let's go for a walk and check some stuff out.
Let's do it. Starting off the exotic show this morning with undoubtedly one of the fastest cars that we've ever had here at South OC Cars and Coffee. This is Dan Rue's R35 GTR, 2400 horsepower, 2400 wheel horsepower, that is. This car is absolutely mental, built by the guys at Boost Logic. They have done an incredible job with this car. Have a look at these insane bead locks, front and rear. I believe it's 17 front, 15 rears. You have a gutted interior with this crazy carbon fiber seat. Pretty stock looking interior for the horsepower, but I mean, you can tell just how much power this thing has. Side dumps, tons of carbon fiber, the parachute on the back, because it wouldn't be a 2000 plus wheel horsepower car without a parachute on the back. This thing is absolutely wild. I think if I was going to have any sort of JDM car, this is what it would be. This is the car that I'm very glad to see back at South OC Cars and Coffee. This beautiful 488 Pista Aperta, one of probably the coolest specs that I've ever seen on this car. It seems like we're collecting blue pieces because we have the very, very pretty navy blue one that comes from time to time, and then we also have this Aperta as well. Spec'd right, you have tons of exposed carbon fiber, you have the bucket seats on the inside. What a beautiful, beautiful car. Someone has done a killer job of speccing it. Very, very pretty. Continuing the trend of the stripeless rare cars this morning. First of all, we had the 488 Pista. Now we have a beautiful stripeless Ford GT. These Mark 1 GTs are fetching big money nowadays. Absolutely love the spec on this car. No stripe at all. Beautiful metallic gray paint. Clean wheels on it. I believe it has an exhaust on it as well because it came in and it was pretty loud, but sounded nice nonetheless. What an awesome spec on this. This little guy has the right idea. This is a very nice 991.2 GT3 RS, finished in God's red, slammed on a set of BBS E88s, I believe these are. This is a proper track build. Love the spec on this car. I think the .2 3RSs, in my opinion, are undoubtedly one of the best looking Porsches of all time. Love this generation of 911. It has aged so well. Of course, you have the buckets on the inside. Beautiful carbon on the outside, the full Y-Sack package. So you have the carbon hood and the carbon roof. What a beautiful spec. Here we have a very nicely built RS6 Avant. Absolutely love this build. Very similar to mine. You got the satin white paint on the outside, tons of carbon fiber, and then a nice set of HRE S101 SCs. Very nicely done. Love the ski box on this as well. Kind of want to do this to mine. Someone's done a very good job speccing this car and building it and making it their own. Bravo. Here we have an absolutely wild 720S with a full Liberty Walk kit. This thing is insane. Have a look at this. You got the Golf livery on it. Love the blue and the orange contrast. You have this crazy wide body addition to it. Really aggressive diffuser, aggressive wing. These side skirts, a massive protrude on the bottom. These over flares. Very neat. Someone's done a very good job of this car. And then next to it, we have a beautiful GT4 RS as well. Love the color on this. Very similar to that Pista that we checked out earlier on. Very pretty silver wheels on there. You have all the carbon on the backside. What an awesome car. Love these little things. So we're finishing off the exotics row with the two super SUVs. First of all, the Lamborghini Urus finished in a beautiful Rancho Borealis. I'm not sure if this is the Fluo Capsule Edition or if it's just, you know, made to look like it, but love the paint on this car. You have the pinstriping on the wheels, the brake calipers, and the interior all to match. Very pretty. And then next to it, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now, if you guys were going to spend, you know, 250, 300 grand in a car, probably closer to 300 for the Cullinan, would you get the Urus or the Rolls-Royce? Make sure to comment down below.
Tough looking Mustang over here. Got some bead locks on the back, some World Racing running some Mickey Thompson drag radials. Nice weld on the front as well. high cowl hood. Can't tell if that's carbon fibre. I'm guessing it probably is. It's got a carbon fibre trunk as well. Tough looking. Oh, and then the roof's done in what looks to be like a forged carbon. I'm not sure if it is or not, but still, it looks pretty tough, right? Saw this roll in, knew it was something a little different. I think the writing on the back kind of gave it away. This is a ZEEKR, which is part of the Geely group, of course, Polestar, Volvo, those guys. The R on the side, Kimi Räikkönen was actually involved in this project. This is 1,265 horsepower, and it's not being sold in the US. It's got manufacturer plates on it, but the whole aim of this car is to actually aim against things, for example, the Tesla Plaid, some of the other luxury vehicles from the likes of Audi or Porsche. If the design looks kind of Audi-ish, it's because the designer who was at Audi involved in a lot of projects like the original R8 actually did the designs of the vehicle. So it is really, really pretty. It's the fit and finish on it's really impressive. The owner let me, or the person driving it, let me sit inside of it earlier and actually look at the fit and finish on the inside. And it's a little leery with some of the anodized things in there, but the interesting thing about this, I was in China about 12 months ago. Make no mistake, there are some very, very special cars coming out of that market, and they don't have to be traditional automotive manufacturers. When you see phone companies going into building cars, it's obvious that the market has shifted. It's no longer what it used to be. So you can see some amazing looking cars over there. Some of them kind of plagiarized designs. There was one beautiful car that looked like a Panamera from the side, 720S from the front end. But they're also doing clever things, like they have a particular car that you can do a battery exchange. So if you don't want to recharge the car, you buy it basically without a battery, and then you just go and swap out the battery every time it's needed. It's almost instant process. So interesting. The 69 RS Camaro is really, really special. We've made it Car of the Week before. It is full carbon fibre, and for the critics out there, they go, it's carbon over steel. It is not carbon over steel. It is a carbon fibre body. Weighs something like 2,400 pounds, which is amazing. Beautiful seats in there, Sparco belts. Just this car is so clean on every angle, and I love how it's not been overdone. Like it doesn't, like the door handles are black, and it doesn't, even the mirrors are just black. They didn't try and do carbon mirrors as well, but so many features on this car that are carbon. It's got the flush glass like you do on a modern car, massive, massive tyres, nice Willwood brakes in there. And then as we come around underneath the hood, it's running that LT4 modern power plant that's just had a little bit of work done to it. But just a beautiful car. Make sure and go back and check out our Car of the Week on this Camaro, because it is so, so special. Well, who would have thought that two Land Rover Series 2s would be running on the same day? Any oil? No oil. Hey, these are actually great. These are really the origins of when you see off-roaders. This one's actually earlier than this one. Easy to tell. See how the headlights are on the inside? On this one, they're over here. Now, the theory behind that was that it was actually protecting the headlights if you're driving through brush, which, hey, when these things were invented, they were going into places that really, there were no roads. Later on, they moved it to the outer, which is something that was more common. And then this front also became sort of straight across the front. The idea of setting that back, of course, was also to protect the radiator from any damage as well. These things were built for so many years. They were really designed off the original Jeep. The British saw what the Americans were doing with the Jeep during World War II and said, hey, we should do something like this. And they were designed really as a farm and then military vehicle. The humble Land Rover was used for many years by more groups of military than any other vehicle in the world, believe it or not. And one of the reasons none of them wanted to change was they had so many spare parts that were still interchangeable across the generations. But great to see these two vehicles. They're so agricultural, they're so utilitarian. They are not particularly nice to drive. These older ones with the spring suspensions, they are literally like driving a tractor, but that's kind of what they were designed to do. They weren't meant to be comfortable and luxurious. They were meant to be capable, bulletproof, and not break. So Really interesting to see. They also used to have a bit of a strange issue with the differential. If you drove them too many times and turn the corner in one direction too many times, you'd actually wind up the diff. You'd actually have to put the things in reverse and have to drive a long distance in reverse to unwind the loading on the diff. But there's a reason Sarah loves these things, and I love them as well. They're just so purposeful and functional. Very cool. Oh, look at this over here. Don't know if I'll be able to catch up to it. This is a 1959 El Camino, and I'm a fan of 59s. I love those teardrop rear ends. Let's scoot over here, give you a quick look at the beautiful Bronco that's there. So look at this thing. I love this. I love the tail lights in the 59. I like the fins. This was the only year they did these tail lights like this. They went to round tail lights after this. Don't want to miss out on all of these great cars through here at the same time. But isn't that imposing, that rear end? Just love it. This little 991.1 caught my eye. Black, simplistic, great colour on the wheels, and the wheels also match into the dash colour and the trim colour. See how it's got that colour in there? A little less common than a lot of others. You know, people talk about the 911 not changing. They don't a lot, but that still means that this thing looks great over a decade from when it was probably released. It's just a good looking little car, isn't it? Very clean. Beautiful Maserati Bora has been a previous car of the week winner. It is so elegant, so stylish, just captures that era of those first generation of mid-range supercars, but this thing more of a kind of a Grand Tourer. When you look at those wheels, very sort of subdued, and that sort of elegant looking, I mean, they look like European style lounges in there, don't they? But just clean and minimalistic. And then in here in the back, that beautiful Maserati engine. Go back and check out our car of the week video on this car, because it really is a very interesting story, and it's just such a pretty car.
And we're ending off the exotics row with a 911R, one of undoubtedly the most rare Porsches that we've ever had at the show. This one belongs to our good friend Scott, who has been a long-term supporter of the show. This car is stunning. The 991.1 is one of the coolest generations in my opinion. You still have the classic kind of look to it. Got these beautiful lines along the side of the car. The 911R was essentially the precursor to the modern GT3 Touring, so essentially a wingless GT3 with this active wing that pops up and down in the back. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You have the, what I believe is the 3.8, it might be the 4.8, I believe it is the 3.8 for the 991.1, mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. And I could be wrong, but I believe at the time to order a 911i, you had to actually be on the list for a 918 or a current 918 owner. What a beautiful car. That is it for a busy Southwest Cars and Coffee this morning. Thank you guys so much for coming out, checking out the awesome collection of cars we have here this morning. Please remember, if you are attending the event, respect our rules, no revving, no speeding, no burnouts. That includes on the property, driving through the streets of San Clemente, and then getting on and off those freeways. I want to say a massive thank you to all the sponsors. We have the Bracketeer Way Marketing, Autoparts.com, Spark AI, Maguire's Mazda, eye accident lawyer, Go Mobile Tire, Next Level Auto Protection, Sierra Ineos Grenadier, Hillbank Motor Corporation, Magnaflow and Kenberg, Mountain View Adventure Vehicles, and of course Josh the Auto Buyer as well. I want to say a massive thank you to all the volunteers as well for helping us put on this event each and every week. We could not do it without you guys. Remember, if you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. So we handle all the volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of our new hoodies, hats, t-shirts, stickers, lanyards, everything you guys could possibly want from South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. If you are volunteering, you get to bring your car in before 8:30, and Ruby's Anna provides a free coffee donut for everyone helping us out.
Yeah, massive thank you to Ruby's for doing that and feeding the masses every Saturday morning, and a big thank you to the outlets in San Clemente for allowing us to be here. If you need to do any shopping, go to the movies, grab a coffee, whatever, come to the outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you guys.